One of the most gratifying challenges in FM24 is taking a club from the bottom playable division and turning them into the dominant side in the country. But which clubs would make an interesting Road to Glory challenge? Well, we've got 5 suggestions coming up. In previous videos, we featured clubs that would make perfect Road to Glory challenges, such as 1860 Munich, Bursaspor Quilmes, Red Star Paris and Salgueros. So for this video, let's find you 5 more fresh suggestions. And we start in Italy, in the Piedmont region in the northwest of the country. Currently playing in Serie C, US Alessandria are a club that were once established at the top of the Italian game, but never managed to convert that time in the limelight into trophies. Alessandria were formed in 1912 and spent much of their early existence in the top 2 divisions. During the era between the 2 world wars, Alessandria were part of Italy's Quadrilatero Piemontese, or the Piedmont Quadrilateral. 4 clubs from the region that all battled for supremacy. But whereas those local rivals such as Pro Vercelli and Casala secured trophies, Alessandria's is a story of near misses. A cup final appearance here, a title challenge there, all without securing that elusive major honour. And since, it's been a story of stagnation and decline. Departing Serie A in 1960, not even gracing Serie B since 1975, until a return in 2021 that lasted just 1 season and immediate relegation back to Serie C. But it's now the time for a new era, with you in the dugout for your FM24 Road to Glory. Next, we head to France, where we will find another side with a long and illustrious history, and this time a trophy or 2. In 1928, Jean-Pierre Peugeot formed FC Sochaux so that the workers at the family car plant would have a leisure activity to partake in. Sochaux pioneered the move to professionalism in French football, and by 1935, the club were champions of France. The 1930s would see the club go on to win a further league title and a Coupe de France, but the club would have to wait until 2007 for another major honour. It was during this year that they defeated Marseille on penalties in the French Cup final. In 2015, Peugeot sold the club to Far East investors, and they've been plagued by financial issues ever since. Despite a 9th place finish in Ligue 2 last campaign, the club were demoted to the 3rd tier, and they will require every last drop of your tactical acumen and financial prudence to return to the summit of French football. It's a short hop from France to Spain, the home of our next Road to Glory contender. Soria lies between Zaragoza and Valladolid on the banks of the Douro River, and this is the home of Numancia. This is a club that have managed to go from the top flight to the 4th tier in a little over a decade. Numancia attracted national attention in 1996 when, as a 3rd tier side, they knocked 3 La Liga clubs out of the Copa del Rey before eventually losing to Barcelona in the quarter-finals. The club's most recent success came in 2008 as they topped a Segunda Division table that contained the likes of Malaga, Real Sociedad and Alaves. Having only appeared in La Liga during 3 seasons during their entire history, Numancia fans were hopeful that they may finally become an established top-flight club. But a season that began with a win against Barcelona ended in relegation, and after a decade in Tier 2, they slipped to the 3rd tier and now the 4th division of Spanish football. But perhaps, with you at the helm, they could climb the leagues once more. However, perhaps you are searching for a Road to Glory adventure where you would be at a club firmly in the shadows of a European giant. Well, such a challenge awaits you at FC Eindhoven in the Netherlands. Whilst neighbours PSV are 24 times national champions and have even won Europe's premier competition, FC Eindhoven are currently in the Eerste Divisie, but almost a century ago, FC Eindhoven were the city's bigger club, and whilst PSV were the side of the electronics firm Philips, FC were the club of the people. Their first success came in 1937 when they lifted the Dutch Cup, and in 1954 they collected their only league win, finishing ahead of PSV in the 4-team championship playoff. But that was the last season of amateur football in the Netherlands, and FC Eindhoven have spent most of the professional era in the 2nd tier, with Eindhoven not even experiencing a league derby since the late 70s. But the prospect of taking taking over this former national champion and turning them not just into the leading side in the city but the best in the country is surely a tempting road to glory adventure. But if not, we can visit Denmark, home to several clubs that dominated the formative years of football in the country but have now fallen down the leagues. VK Frem are in the 4th tier of Danish football for FM24 but have a glorious past. Based in Copenhagen and formed as a cricket club, Frem are twice winners of the Danish Cup, won 6 league titles between 1923 and 1944 and had occasional forays into European competition. The close ties to a local metalworks, the club is proud of its working class roots, but like so many Danish clubs with a glorious past, the years since the formation of the Superliga have proven challenging. Bankruptcy in the 90s was followed by a return to top flight football in 2003 before a second bankruptcy in 2010 and demotion to the regional 6th tier. Support came from local brewing giant Carlsberg, and the club are now back in Denmark's 4th division, ready for you to lead them to glory in FM24.